No.
The apartment door shut behind me with a sound so sharp it felt like a gunshot. My nervous system flinched before my mind caught up, a reflex of startled cortisol flooding my bloodstream. The metallic jingle of my keys hitting the counter rang too loudly in the midnight quiet. Across the dim room, Sarah sat on the couch, her face lit by the blue pulse of her phone screen, eyes narrow, jaw clenched. "Who's that?" she demanded, her tone slicing through the air, a vocal cord tense with adrenaline. Beside me stood a woman, rain-slick coat, perfume thick with jasmine and intent. Sarah's pupils dilated, her grip on the phone tightened as if her survival depended on it. My heartbeat kicked against my ribs, not from guilt, but from the unbearable pressure of truth coiled behind my ribs. "Sarah," I said evenly, though my chest was trembling beneath the surface, "this is Elise, your boss's wife." The moment hit like a thunderclap. I saw Sarah's facial muscles freeze, the micro-expressions of panic dissolving into confusion. Her breathing hitched, her amygdala lighting up as her mind struggled to reconstruct context. Elise gave a faint, awkward nod, nails catching the blue light. The air thickened. My brain replayed the chain reaction that had brought us here, the 3 weeks that rewired my entire perception of trust. It began at 2:03 a.m. when my phone buzzed against the nightstand. A text from an unknown number, "We need to talk about Sarah." My stomach twisted, cortisol spiking. The next night, check her DMs. "You deserve to know." I dismissed it, laughed it off. But the message had already done its work. A splinter of suspicion had entered the bloodstream of my thoughts, triggering that slow, chemical erosion of certainty. From that night, I noticed everything. The way Sarah's laughter faltered mid-note, how her eyes avoided mine when I asked about her day. Her phone, face down, locked, silent. The home we'd built now felt cold, its walls echoing with absence. Her late nights at work multiplied. A new perfume, musky, unrecognizable. And her boss, Derek, suddenly omnipresent, his name appearing in her comments, his emojis hovering like invisible fingerprints. My body began living in fight or flight, heart rate elevated, vagus nerve subdued, digestion shot. I rationalized, because that's what humans do when they fear loss. The prefrontal cortex writes excuses to calm the amygdala. She's ambitious, I told myself. She's just focused. But then came the Venmo payments, small, strange, labeled coffee, lunch. My chest tightened. Was I paranoid? Or perceiving something my brain didn't want confirmed? Then came Elise. I found her crying into a coffee cup one gray morning, mascara streaked, her voice trembling. "You're Sarah's husband, right?" she asked. My gut turned cold. "Derek's cheating," she whispered, "and I think it's with her." My blood pressure surged. She showed me screenshots, texts from Derek's phone, "Miss you already. Can't wait for Thursday." Sent to a contact labeled S. My Sarah. My heart kicked so hard my chest hurt. I wanted to call Sarah right then, to demand truth. But Elisa's hand gripped my wrist, steady, calculating now. "We need proof," she said, voice calm but eyes feverish. Together, we descended into digital investigation, tracking locations, scouring tagged photos, analyzing timestamps, decoding metadata. It was intoxicating and corrosive all at once. Each clue a dopamine spike and a cortisol crash, each discovery deepening the wound. She told me Derek met someone at a bar, a woman in a red coat, dark hair. Sarah's red coat. My stomach turned cold. So I brought Elise here tonight, to face Sarah, to pull the infection of doubt into daylight. Now, standing in the glow of our unraveling life, Sarah's eyes darted between us. "What's going on?" she asked, voice trembling at the edge of panic. I wanted to reach for her, to silence the storm. But my throat burned. "Sarah," I said quietly, "are you sleeping with Derek?" The air stopped moving. Her face contorted, not guilt, but shock. "What?" "No," she cried. Her voice cracked, genuine or expertly rehearsed, I couldn't tell. Elise stepped forward, cold now, venom steadied by certainty. "Don't lie," she said. "I've seen the texts. The hotels." Sarah's eyes filled, tears pooling fast. "You think I'd do that to you?" she whispered. My mind short-circuited between trust and betrayal, oxytocin and adrenaline wrestling for dominance. Then her phone buzzed. She looked down and paled. "It's Derek," she said softly. She turned the screen toward me. The text read, "I'm sorry, Sarah. I told her it was you. I didn't know what else to do." Every neuron in my body fired at once. Elise snatched the phone, scanning it, her own voice fracturing. "He's covering for someone else," she murmured. "It's not Sarah." Her face drained of color. Sarah collapsed onto the couch, shaking. "I've been working late for a promotion," she said through tears. "He's been mentoring me, that's all." She showed me her emails, her calendar, group receipts. Everything fit. The payments were for team lunches. The coat at the bar belonged to a coworker. Elisa's breath came in shallow bursts, her body in shock. "Then who is it?" she whispered, her voice hollow. The rage inside me shifted, away from Sarah, toward Derek, toward myself. I had let paranoia hijack my nervous system, let someone else's bitterness rewrite our love story. Sarah reached for me, her hand trembling, skin cold from the aftershock. "I love you," she said, her pupils dilated with fear and pain. I wanted to believe her. I did. But the residue of doubt lingered in the neural space between us, a ghost firing across synapses long after the threat had passed. Hours later, after Elise left, Sarah's phone buzzed again. A private Instagram notification. A photo of Derek, arm around a woman in a red coat, tagged at a hotel. Not Sarah. The caption, "Caught you." Sent by Elise. That's when the final truth crystallized. She'd used me. Manipulated my fear, hijacked my biology to build her revenge. And I'd nearly destroyed the one person who never betrayed me. So if you've ever let suspicion control you, if you've felt the electric burn of jealousy pulse through your veins and blind your reason, remember this story. Because trust isn't just emotion, it's chemistry. And when it breaks, it rewires you. Stay. Subscribe. Because what comes next is how we learn to rebuild after the body forgets how to feel safe again.